We all like to sleep, but why and why? What functions does this essential part of our life perform? How to improve the quality of sleep for a city dweller who has little time and a lot to do? I have been asking these questions more and more often, and decided to find out how to sleep to get a good night's sleep. Undoubtedly, the main task of sleep is to provide rest for the body. Sleeping also plays an important role in metabolic processes, facilitates proper brain functioning, as well as restores immunity and defense forces of the body. So, after sleep we want to feel well rested, have a clear mind during the day, and a good immunity. And preferably interesting positive dreams. Before dealing with how to improve your sleep, it is good to define the criteria, indicators of good sleep. It makes sense first of all to allocate subjective indicators, depth of sleep and serenity, the feeling of rest after sleep, the duration of sleep, duration of falling asleep, awakening during sleep. By different means we can measure the following indicators. They also influence the general quality of sleep, the feeling of rest after sleep, etc. Sleep duration, from falling asleep to waking up, sleep structure, duration and sequence of sleep phases, number and duration of awakenings, heart rate and its evenness during sleep. Incredibly, the Sleep Quality Index is a measure of sleep quality. It is calculated based on the total duration of sleep and the relative duration of each phase of sleep, particularly deep sleep. If the duration of deep sleep is insufficient, or if deep sleep is fragmented, your body will not be able to rest properly. In this case, even with plenty of sleep, you will feel tired when you wake up. The calculation of the recommended length of sleep for a healthy adult is based on statistical analysis. A little bit of theory about sleep phases, and let's move on to practice. Sleep cycles and phases. Nowadays, to determine the quality of sleep, its structure is more often divided into 3 phases: deep, rapid and light. These phases form a cycle that lasts about an hour and a half. On average, a good night's sleep is characterized by 5 complete cycles. Deep sleep. During the deep sleep phase, brain activity slows down and heart rate and respiratory rate decrease. During the deep sleep phase, it is hardest to wake up. The deep sleep phase is the most important phase for overcoming fatigue. It keeps the mind alert and restores the body's energy reserves. Usually a large amount of deep sleep means a good quality of sleep. REM sleep. REM sleep is characterized by rapid eyeball movements. Most people awaken during REM sleep say they have been dreaming. During REM sleep, it is harder to wake up than during shallow sleep and easier than during deep sleep. During REM sleep, muscles are usually paralyzed. This is a defense mechanism that prevents us from actively moving during sleep. This is why we have a hard time running or screaming in our sleep. Light sleep. During the light sleep phase, brain activity slows, heart rate and respiratory rate decrease. It is easy to wake up during this phase. Shallow sleep is physiologically necessary because it is a defense mechanism that reduces stress upon awakening. Too long shallow sleep phases can reduce sleep quality and lead to fatigue upon awakening. Heart rate during sleep. During the night, our body relaxes and biological processes slow down, so the heart rate during sleep is lower relative to the daytime heart rate. Personally, my resting heart rate during the day is around 60 BPM, and at night it is around 50 BPM, that is a decrease of 15%. In my experience, I want to say that the magnitude of the decrease in heart rate during sleep and its uniformity is very strongly influenced by physical activity. It is by the heart rate at night I track recovery after training. Alcohol. Instead of the usual 50 BPM after a relaxing party, my pulse rate at night is 80 to 120 BPM. Stress, emotional stress during the day. Coffee and other energy drinks, and a heavy dinner before going to bed. Choosing a sleep tracker. I think everyone has heard many times about apps like Smart Alarm Clock for smartphones, and about wearable devices like fitness trackers, smart bracelets. The purpose of all these devices is the same: to track your activity, hand movements with the device, and heart rate while you sleep. At first I tried the simplest option, an app from the series of smart alarm clocks, which wake up in the right phase. Bottom line, I was disappointed with the inaccuracy, movements are detected through the microphone, the lack of information in the app and the lack of heart rate measurement. The other extreme is the miniature Oura Ring, freaked out by the price and started looking for the middle ground. Tried to sleep in a smartwatch generally bearable, but the large size and weight make it uncomfortable. In the end I settled on a fitness tracker which I also use during the day. Anticipate comments of the shit advertising series. In the last post about the cost of car ownership was apparently an advertisement for Skoda, so the disclaimer, fitness trackers of all popular brands in our market probably work about the same and solve the problem. Recommendations based on practice 1. Try to reduce consumption of coffee, tea, heavy food, a heavy dinner and other stimulating foods in the evening. You should also not drink a lot of water at night, so that you don't have to get up at night and disrupt your sleep unnecessarily. This way you will relieve the digestive and nervous system before going to bed, allowing the body to relax better at night. Avoid heavy physical activity in the evening. This will not only allow the body to relax at night, but also make it much easier to wake up in the morning. By the way, by the pulse during sleep over several nights, you can also monitor the body's recovery after exercise. 3. The next point is about regular exercise and an active lifestyle. This is generally useful. It improves the respiratory, nervous, cardiovascular systems, increases mood and improves sleep. 4. Try to reduce the amount of stress and its impact on you. It's not just about sleep at all. By mastering this hard skill of reducing the impact of negativity and stress on your body, you will improve your quality of life and be happier. 5. Limit the exposure of your eyes to blue light before you go to sleep. Ideally not to use the phone or look at the screen a few hours before bedtime. Dim the bright lights. It's clear that in modern life it's almost impossible. In that case, set the night mode on your phone and computer, which will reduce the amount of blue light in the evenings. 6. Be sure to ventilate the room before going to bed. It is desirable to sleep in a cool room, 19 to 21 degrees Celsius, with access to fresh air. This way you will sleep better and feel better in the morning. 7. Sleep in silence and complete darkness so that nothing disturbs your sleep. 8. Try to establish a routine and go to bed at about the same time. 9. Sleep in cycles, not by hours. 5 to 6 cycles, 7.5 to 9 hours of sleep, are sufficient for a healthy adult. 10. I suggest leaving this item for your comments. What helps you improve your sleep? It would be great to read in the comments.